Hi there, my darling Aries. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th. So, my darling Aries, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my Michelle Knight Tarot cards and then finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Aries, what messages does Aries need to know for this week of October the 13th? Let's see what messages we've got for you. Hummingbird spirit, be here now. Yeah. So I think, the theme of October is showing up and, just being your authentic self, my darling Aries. And this is coming up for you, this bird spirit, be here now. So I feel this is a message for you to stay in the present moment. As my teacher, Louise Hay, has said, the point of power is always in the present moment. So, it's a lesson for us to stay present, to stay, just in the moment, my darling Aries. So I feel for you this week that your theme of the week is to, whatever the chaos, if there is chaos going on around you, to stay in the present moment, my darling Aries. That's what I feel for you of this hummingbird spirit, and to, feel the joy and, enjoy the moment, I feel is the message as well. Really enjoy that moment, my darling Aries. All right, let's consult the tarot here and see what messages we've got coming in for you for October the 13th. What does Aries need to know? I don't usually take pop out, so. All right, let's see what we've got. Ace of Cups here, love it. And I love that symbolism. I mean, it's almost identical. Four of Swords. And the Magician. Yeah, I love it. All right. So what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the beautiful Ace of Cups. So like I said, I feel the symbolism between these two cards. That's immediately what stood out for me here is, that symbolism. But the Ace of Cups, the meaning of the Ace of Cups is it's like your cup of joy. And that's pretty much what I said to you when the reading started, my darling Aries, was to be in joy, be in the present moment, enjoy this moment. My darling Aries, enjoy whatever this beautiful gift that is coming in for you this week, this gift from the heart. It could be, an offer of love. It could be, from someone that you've been, admiring. It could be that, you have a beautiful moment with a friend, or, family member, neighbor, whatever that means to you. But I do feel that something beautiful is coming in for you, some kind of gift from the heart. You can see here the water here. I mean, the water is all about our emotions. Like, cups are about our emotions. So when, this cup is overflowing, it is overflowing with joy. It is overflowing with emotion, and it's positive emotion, my darling Aries. So, but I mean, this reading is all positive for you. So, you could just see this hand can just go back down into the water and, refill itself. As that saying goes, are you a glass half full person or a glass half empty person? Myself, I am a glass half full. I will always look at something with a positive spin, because it's, life's too short to be constantly thinking of negativity, and, that if something happens to you, go straight to that negative. I'm not like that. And so, what I usually tell myself or ask myself when, a challenge comes up is, what can I learn from this? What is this? What is this moment? What is this challenge? What is this situation trying to teach me? my darling Aries. So I encourage you to sort of think along those lines as well. To, if something happens to you, don't go straight to the negative. Sort of think about, well, what can I learn from this? What is this trying to teach me? And, try to figure it out. But having the Ace of Cups come in for you, my darling Aries, is beautiful. This is your cup of joy. There is, like I said, some beautiful gift, I feel, going to be presented to you from the heart this week, my darling Aries. And then you've got the Four of Swords here. So the Four of Swords is a card of rest, relax, recover. It's that card of needing to take time out, my darling Aries. So if you have been, burning the candle at both ends, or, just overdoing it, this is your week, I feel, to just slow down. Take some time for yourself. Be here now. Be in the present moment. Relax, my darling Aries. Take time for yourself. Do what brings you joy, my darling Aries. And like I said, if someone gives you that gift, which I feel it's coming in for you, then enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Don't, I feel a lot of us, especially when we get compliments, can go straight to the negative. If somebody says, oh, I love your shirt. Oh, this old thing. It's like, why do we do that to ourselves? Why don't we just say, oh, thank you? Rather accept the compliment rather than try to brush it aside, reject it. Because I know myself, if I give someone a compliment and they brush it off, it's kind of hurtful. So I would prefer the person to go, oh, thanks. And then that makes me feel good for giving them that compliment because it's genuine. I hope that makes sense. I hope I just haven't gone off on a tangent, but that was what popped into my head anyway, my darling Aries. So, if someone's giving you or going to give you look, it could be that someone's going to be giving you a compliment this week. Accept it, and accept it with grace and with joy, my darling Aries. But the Four of Swords here, I feel that you are being encouraged to rest, relax, recover. Take some time out, from the hustle and bustle, your job, just take some time for yourself, I feel, is what this is telling you this week. And then you have the beautiful Magician card. So the Magician, is number 1 in the major arcana. It comes after the Fool. But the Magician is also, it's a card of the manifesting, the master manifester here. You can see this giant, this infinity symbol that's above the Magician's head. That is a symbol of infinite possibilities, my darling Aries. So I really feel this week that you're being encouraged to, you're in that zone of be in the present moment. That's the theme. That's what keeps popping into my head, my darling Aries, is be in the present moment. Be still. Be open to accept whatever's coming your way, my darling Aries, because I feel that the energy around you is ripe for manifestation. Yes, it is, my darling Aries. So accept it. You can see here, the Magician is master of all the suits in the tarot here. He's that card of as above, so below as well. He's in tune with the heaven and the earth. It's being in that energy of being open to manifest. Like if you're putting a wish out or a desire out into the universe, don't wonder, when is it going to come? Or is that going to be too much for me? Don't doubt that wish or desire, my darling Aries. Just put it out there, let it go, and watch the magic happen. I feel that you're in that that zone of being able to manifest whatever it is that you desire, my darling Aries. And I feel your words will be spells as well. So be careful what it is that you wish for, my darling Aries. All right, so if I'm going to put it all together, I just feel that, as I said, with this be here now and the cards that are on the table here, you're really being encouraged this week, I feel, to stay in the present moment, to be still, to be open, being open and receptive, my darling Aries, to accept what is coming your way. I feel being still and taking time out will allow you to bring this in, my darling Aries, because you've got this energy around you of the magician, the master manifester. You are in this zone, but I feel it's important for you to take some time to get into this zone. And when you do, here comes this beautiful Ace of Cups. Be open to accepting it, my darling Aries. Do not push it aside. Or do not, like I said, if somebody's offering you a compliment, accept it, my darling Aries. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. You know, I'm very active and interactive in the comments, so, you know, I'd love to know if this resonates with you. And, you know, please help my channel to thrive by subscribing. You know, there's probably only 1% of you that watch my readings that are subscribed, and it really does help my channel grow. All right, my darling Aries, let's get final messages for you. Abundance, yeah, you can't make this up. That's the Magician card right there. It's showing up for you twice now. Well, actually 3 times, because you've got the Ace of Cups there as well. Yeah, if you believe, ask, believe, receive, my darling Aries. Yeah, communicate clearly. So as I said to you, communicate, ask for what you want, but be clear about what it is that you want, my darling Aries. Like I said, be careful what you wish for, because your words are spells this week, my darling Aries. A year from now, they say, yeah, you got it, yes. Now, don't panic that it's going to take a year. What I feel off this for you is just you're going to look back in a year's time and see everything that has manifested for you and realize that this was a turning point for you. That's really what I feel here with that a year from now. You know, you're just going to, anything that has been bothering you or anything like that, I just feel a year from now you're going to look back on it and go, it was a blip in your matrix, my darling Aries, because you've got some amazing energies coming in. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Taurus. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Taurus, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. Then we're going to move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Taurus, what messages does Taurus need to know for this week of October the 13th? Nearly halfway through October. Boy, oh boy. Year is flying. All right. Wombat Spirit, be at home. I love this one. You know, it just gives me the vibes of chilling, being at home, you know, being whatever home means to you, my darling Taurus. So whether home is an actual place, whether it's a person, sometimes people can be, you know, your home, where you feel that wherever they are, they're your home, you know. So take that how it resonates, whether it's a place, whether it's a person, place, or thing, my darling Taurus. You're being encouraged to be there, because I feel that just off this card, it's important for you to stay grounded this week. And this be at home card, I feel that it's telling you to, you know, be where it makes you, where you feel that place of home, that gives you comfort, that gives you joy, my darling Taurus. So we will consult the tarot and see, you know, what further messages we've got coming in for you for this week of October the 13th, my darling Taurus. What does Taurus need to know for week of October 13th? Knight of Wands. Love it. Strength card, yeah, love it. And the Ace of Cups, yeah. The Ace of Cups has come through quite a lot in these readings. I feel this week there is a lot more, what's the word? That things are going to feel a lot easier. Like there's a lot more joy this week, if that makes sense. So, and there has just, like I said, the Ace of Cups has come through quite a lot. So, there is, I feel a lot more joy to be had this week. So I love that. All right. So what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is that card of forward movement. It is a card of taking action, my darling Taurus. And I feel that that's, what you're being encouraged to do this week is to take action towards, what it is that you want to accomplish. Whatever goal, wish, or dream it is. I feel that you may have been thinking, with the Strength card that's come up there as well, that you don't have the inner resources to have what it is that you want, my darling Taurus. But you do. No, you do. And I feel that it's sort of stopped you from, taking that next step, if that makes sense. But I feel that you're being encouraged here, my darling Taurus, to take this horse by the reins, got your Ace of Wands here, and get moving. Take the action towards whatever goal, wish, or dream it is that you're wanting to bring into the physical realm. The Knight of Wands is also the true builder in the tarot. Like, it is that energy of, if he comes to a river and there's no bridge, he will build the bridge to get across. Is that kind of energy of stepping, one step at a time, but with each step, accomplishing something or, going to the next phase, not being blocked, if that makes sense, my darling Taurus. That's the energy I'm feeling for you off the Knight of Wands, is to, step on the, push through the blocks. That's the word I was looking for. Push through any kind of blocks that you may feel are coming up for you, my darling Taurus. Because then you have the Strength card, which I love, and this is Leo energy as well. And the Leo energy actually came up in the Leo reading. So if you have Leo in your chart at all, I would definitely ask you to go and watch the Leo reading, because there could be a message there for you as well, because it was quite significant with the Leo reading. So the Strength card is all about, it's not about physical strength. I mean, although it can be, but it's more about inner strength, my darling Taurus. You can see, the infinity symbol here. That sign of infinite possibilities is what it's all about. The sign of being, taming your inner beast. That's what the lion represents here, is taming that inner beast, being able to, turn any kind of negative self-talk into positive self-talk. And look, we all have negative thoughts that come in. I'm not going to say, as a spiritual person, that I never have a negative thought, because that would be bullshit, to be honest. And I'm not. I'd be getting called out. I'd be getting called bullshit on that, and I won't accept that. Like, it's just like, everybody has negative thoughts. You can't help it. We're human. That's what happens when sometimes when something happens, you go to the negative thought, but it is how you turn that thought into the positive that matters. It is, do you succumb to that negative thought, or do you immediately go, no, that's not what I'm going to accept. I will accept, I feel that there is another way to do this, or that there is another reason behind this. If somebody, I think it happened to me, I'll tell you this story only quickly, but it happened to me last week where, there was it looked on the surface that there are text messages, there is no tone in text messages, which I understand. However, there was, close friend, text message, and it was quite cold. And, I did sort of say, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm okay. But it was a very cold message. So for a split second, the message confused me and made me think, uh-oh, what have I done? Isn't that wrong? When you haven't done anything at all, the thought is that because there's no tone in a text message, that can instantly make you go, what have I done? And of course, I know I'd done nothing. So I immediately pulled back on that thought and went, I've done nothing. This is, I've asked if are they okay? Yes, they're okay. That's it. Not me. Just, there probably was a reason for it. I don't care. I was like, no, if they want to tell me, they can tell me, but I'm not going to think that it's about me, if that makes sense. Do you understand what I mean? Like, don't immediately go to this is about me, because it was nothing to do with me. It was about them. It was what was happening with them, not me. And they probably weren't even aware that it came across that way. And I did not want to come across as petty and needy and insecure, that I needed them to explain that it wasn't about me, if that makes sense. So I feel, and do you know what? When I changed that thought like that, everything changed. It's your perception. That's the word. It is your perception of how a situation is, what, something is. Don't immediately go to the negative in that perception of, if someone, of course, sends something directly to you that is, not good or negative, well, that's the only tone you can take it in. But if there is an ambiguous tone to it, then don't immediately go to the negative. Anyway, I probably waffled on way too long about that. Anyway, it was just to illustrate the story of how even someone like me, who's very glass half full, spiritual, whatever, can sometimes, we all have negative thoughts. That was the aim of the story. But it's how you change that negative thought and turn it into, I've done nothing wrong. This is not about me. And just shrugged it off, which I did. And of course, when I saw, this person the next day, it was hugs and kisses. So it was nothing about me. So I was glad that I didn't, make more out of it than it was, if that makes sense. So anyway, the Strength card. I feel for you that you're being encouraged. And look, why this story popped into my head, I feel because it's probably relevant for you to use your inner strength for positivity, not negativity. My darling Taurus. A very long-winded way of saying that to you, but I felt that was significant to share that story with you. So anyway. And then you've got the Ace of Cups here, which I love. This is your cup of joy, my darling Taurus. This is your cup literally running over with joy, with happiness, with, just love, my darling Taurus. That's what is coming in for you, I feel, this week. That if you can, collect yourself, be at home, as that said, tame your inner beast, tame the way you speak to yourself, but take action towards your dreams. This is what's coming for you, my darling Taurus. So I love to see that for you. So I'm going to put it all together, and I probably just already did, but yeah, I feel with this be at home spirit that you're being encouraged to, I feel that it's connected to the Strength card here, that you're being encouraged to, if you're feeling negative energy or negative thoughts, to be at home to collect those thoughts. Go within. Tame those inner thoughts, your inner demons, whatever they are. Because, like I said, replace any negativity with positivity, my darling Taurus. Take action towards your dreams, because you're being encouraged to do that, to get moving on whatever goal, wish or dream it is that you want. And here, this is what's waiting for you. This beautiful Ace of Cups, your cup running over, your cup of joy, my darling Taurus. So yeah, loving this for you. What a beautiful week is coming in for you. Beautiful energies you've got coming in, my darling Taurus. So if you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. And I would love it if you could like, comment, share, all that kind of stuff. Please subscribe. It really does help my channel grow and allows me to be able to do more of these. Lets me know that you want me to do more of these, I suppose. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Taurus. Yeah, ask your angels. I feel if that is where you need to be to, get out of any kind of negative cycle that you may be in, my darling Taurus, then do it. Ask your angels for guidance. You cannot make this up. This is what is coming in for you. Big, happy changes. That's what I felt. Big, happy changes. That's your Ace of Cups, my darling Taurus. Yeah, look for a sign, they say. Look for the signs, the synchronicities, the symbols. What is popping into your head? I feel often when I get an idea, it's my higher self, it's my angels, it's whoever it is trying to guide me or give me a sign. So look out for that. Be open to those messages, my darling Taurus. Not the right time, they say. You got a yes. So, it may have, what I feel with that is previously was not the right time. I don't feel that is now. I feel not the right time was before, because you were saying to me, I've tried that before. I feel that's someone out there that said, I've tried this before and it hasn't worked. That was because it wasn't the right time. Now is the right time, my darling Taurus, because you have this beautiful yes coming in for you. So, yeah, this is an amazing reading coming in for you, my darling Taurus. So I feel that, it's just going to be important for you to change that negative self-talk. And, because the energy that's coming in for you this week is beautiful. So thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Geminis. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Geminis, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. And then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we will finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Geminis, what messages does Gemini need to know for the week of the 13th of October? I believe we are already mid-October. This year is flying. This month already is flying. Unbelievable. All right. Gonna be Halloween soon. I have to do a Halloween read. All right, my darling Geminis, let's see what we've got for you. Armadillo Spirit, set healthy boundaries. Is there somewhere in your life, my darling Geminis, where you feel that your boundaries have been breached, or that you feel you need to put those boundaries in place with someone? Whether it's a person, place, or thing, whether it's someone at work, whether it's someone at home, family member, friend, neighbor, whatever. Is this coming up for a reason for you, my darling Geminis? Do you feel that someone wants you to be all things to them and you just can't be? So, you need to put healthy boundaries in place. And look, putting up boundaries does not need to, it doesn't mean that you have to be harsh with someone, but I feel that, letting someone know what your boundaries are it's beneficial for both of you, because I know myself, and, I'm hope that I never overstep a boundary, but if someone ever thought that I was overstepping a boundary, I would want to know. I'd want them to tell me. I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I respect your boundaries. Anybody that doesn't respect a boundary when you've put it up, I don't think that they're for you, my darling Geminis. And, you know, if you've tried to make it clear that a boundary is in place and they constantly breach that boundary, I think there could be another talk that may need to happen, my darling Geminis. Anyway, let us consult the tarot and see what messages are coming in for you, my darling Geminis. What does Gemini need to know for the week of October the 13th, 2025? Seven of Wands. There's your boundaries. That is you literally putting up boundaries. That is the universe saying I meant what I said. Magician, love it. And the Ten of Swords. Okay. Well, that's not good. All right. All right, my darling Geminis. What I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So, like I said, you start off with the Seven of Wands. This is that. I mean, the Nine of Wands is more, I guess, putting up boundaries. But I feel, I mean, the Nine of Wands is more perseverance type of energy. But this Seven of Wands is you having the courage of your convictions. It is you having to defend yourself to someone, to something, whatever that means to you. This is a card of conviction, my darling Geminis. This is coming up to give you, to tell you to have the courage of your convictions, my darling Geminis, to push forward. If you need to set healthy boundaries with someone, don't allow them to push against those boundaries, my darling Geminis. Set these healthy boundaries. If you need to defend, if you need to, I'm sort of thinking, I don't feel you should have to defend why you're putting up a boundary, but sometimes you do to some people because they just don't get it. Sometimes you need to actually say, you need to stop. This is making me uncomfortable. You need to stop. I need to set a boundary here. Sometimes, people don't get the subtlety of moving away, or the subtlety of get back to work, or the subtlety of when somebody's talking at you, you don't engage. Some people, I have to say, are so dumb, or they're so convinced that what they're, that they're right, or what they're doing isn't, hurtful, harmful, isn't annoying or hurtful or harmful to you, that they just won't get it. Sometimes you actually need to turn around to them and say, stop. This is making me feel uncomfortable. I need to set a boundary here. And if they don't listen to that, go to HR. That's what I see. If this is a work situation, because that's cray. If somebody doesn't actually listen after you give them the clear boundary, I don't know what to tell you. They're not a person I'd want to be around, for sure. But I just feel here off the Seven of Wands that you're being encouraged to have the courage of your convictions, to not be afraid to stand up for yourself, to not be afraid to put that healthy boundary in place, my darling Geminis. Because then you've got the beautiful Magician card. And what I feel here is that your potential this week is for, you've got this immense potential for manifestation power. So use it wisely, my darling Geminis. What popped into my head was your words are spells. So, I feel that anything that you do put out into the universe, anything that you do say, will be received. Even though it will feel like you have to, defend it, but I do feel that your words will be listened to. I feel that they're spells, my darling Geminis. And I feel you had this, I don't think it was that long ago, it might have been the week before, that you had this card. And I think I said this to you before, that you have an enormous manifestation power around you, my darling Geminis. You can see the magician here, he's the master manifestor of the tarot. He has control of all the suits in the tarot, which means he can bring, to him whatever he desires. He is in tune with the heavens and the earth, as above, so below type of energy. It's got this infinity symbol here, which is the symbol of infinite possibilities, my darling Gemini. So I feel you have that potential energy, but I do feel that there is something or someone that's blocking you, because you're feeling that you have to constantly defend yourself here with a person. And I do feel it's a person. And like I said, whether it's a workmate, whether it's a friend, family member, a love partner, only you will know who this is about. But I feel that you have immense power this week, my darling Geminis, to be able to turn the situation around and get what you want here. But you have to believe it and have the courage of your convictions, is what I feel. Now, the Ten of Swords shows up here. So, look, I know this doesn't look like it's, a good card, looking like it's stabbed in the back here, but that's not the energy I'm getting off the Ten of Swords for you. The energy I'm getting off the Ten of Swords for you is that something is dead, done, over with. And I feel that this situation will be dead, done, over with if you can set those healthy boundaries, my darling Geminis. I know it's hard. I know it's not an easy, I know that it's easier just to get along, go along to get along type of energy, but that doesn't serve you, because what's going to happen is you're going to build up resentment towards this person, place, thing, whatever, and that's no good. I mean, like I said to you, I'm pretty perceptive, I do have to say. So if I thought I was pushing somebody's boundary, I feel I would know that and back off. But some people are just oblivious. And if you don't set a healthy boundary with some people, then they're just going to keep pushing against you. And like I said, that resentment is going to build up to the point where you will feel this awful Ten of Swords energy. And I feel that you need to create the end of this situation by setting those healthy boundaries. And that's the energy I'm getting off the Ten of Swords, as in it's dead, done. It's going to be dead, done, over with. Because tens in the tarot are completions. So the Ten of Swords is an end of a situation. Something is done. It's over. And I feel the only way that this is going to manifest for you, my darling Geminis, is if you take the action and create the situation of this being dead, done, over with, my darling Geminis. So yeah, I've put it all together already. I'm pretty sure I have, but I'll give you a quick recap. So from what I see here, you're being encouraged to set healthy boundaries, and that's your Seven of Wands. And I feel that, it's going to in order for you to do this, is going to allow you to free you to manifest whatever it is that you want, my darling Geminis, and create this situation as dead, done, over with, to end this cycle of somebody not respecting your boundaries. That's what I feel. But I really do feel you have that power of the Master Manifestor this week, my darling Gemini. So use it wisely. Oops. Definitely use it wisely, because, yeah, it's coming. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I am very active and interactive in the comments. I would, please do like, share, subscribe. All helps my channel grow, and I would be very much appreciated. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Geminis. Yeah, recovery. I feel that that is what will need to happen after this Ten of Swords. They're done over with. You'll need to spend some time in recovery here just to get your thoughts together. Yeah, here it is. Be assertive. This is what I was saying to you. You need to set the healthy boundaries here and be assertive with this person, place, thing, whatever. There may need to be a compromise, but the compromise should not be at your expense, is what I feel this message for you is. It's very easy for them to be, oh, can't we just... No, the compromise is that I'm allowing you to stay in my life, but you need to back off. Make sense? Yes. Perfect timing is coming in for you, my darling Geminis. Yeah, because you'll choose a new direction. And I feel that that'll be a forced thing because, someone is forcing you to choose a new direction because they're not listening to you, is what the message I feel here for you, my darling Geminis. But, even though it feels like this energy is a little harsh, I do feel that with that Magician card, you have such great possibilities this week. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Cancerians. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Cancerians, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we will finish off with Angel Answer cards. So, my darling Cancerians. What? I cannot believe we are almost mid-October this year, this month. Flying already. Now let us see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Cancerians. What's spirit? Sometimes life stings. Yeah, I think Capricorn had this as well. And look, I haven't had a lot of readings where there's been challenges. Like, these readings have been very, very positive. So not everyone is going to have a positive week, I suppose, but it's how you put a spin on it. It's how you deal with it. It's how you respond to whatever is coming up here, where there may be incidences where life stings. But yeah, it's how I feel that it's how you respond to those that make all the difference. So let's consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Cancerians. What messages does Cancer need to know for this week of October the 13th? Temperance, Queen of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. Well, I don't see anything bad about that at all, my darling Cancerians. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with beautiful Temperance. Now, this is Sagittarius energy. So if you have Sagittarius in your chart at all, I would definitely encourage you to go and watch the Sagittarius reading, because that was a powerful reading as well. I do remember Sagittarius was a powerful reading, so definitely go and watch that if you have any Sagittarius kind of placement. So the Temperance card is a card of alchemy. It's a card of turning one thing into another. You can see here, she's got the 2 cups here, and she's it's like turning water into wine type of energy. So Temperance comes in when, we just need a bit of balance, where you may need to, alchemize something, my darling Cancerians. And by alchemize, I mean balance something, where, if you've been giving too much to a situation, it's time now to balance that back down. Or if you've been taking too much from a situation, it's time to now put those, energies back into balance. So yeah, that's really all I'm getting off the Temperance card here for you, my darling Cancerians. And then you've got the beautiful Queen of Wands. So, I mean, in this reading, I feel this is you, my darling Cancerians. I feel you're presenting this week as the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is quite the queen. She is the queen of no nonsense, doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks. She just does her own thing. She does things her way and does not care what anybody else thinks. She takes bold, assertive action for whatever it is that she wants, my darling Cancerians. And I feel you embodying this energy this week will get it done, because you've got the Eight of Pentacles here, which is hard work, getting it done, my darling Cancerians. So I do feel that that energy of you, in the traditional tarot, she sits on her throne and she's got a sunflower, and the sunflower points to the sun, which is joy, it's happiness. And there's also a black cat. At the time of the tarot, the black cats were considered unlucky, and it was kind of a nod to the fact that she didn't care whether it was they were considered bad luck or not. She's got a black cat, and what are you going to do about it? So it's that kind of energy of, this is how I am living, this is how I am taking control of this situation, this is how I want to be, and no one or no thing is going to stand in her way, my darling Cancerian. So I feel that's the energy you need to embody this week, is that energy of just no nonsense, not caring what anybody else thinks. And then, because then, like I said, you've got the Eight of Pentacles here, which is that energy of quality work here, hard work, diligent work. This is mastery. The Three of Pentacles, where you see the apprentice with the two people admiring his work, that's the apprenticeship. The Eight of Pentacles is the same person that was the apprentice is now the master, my darling Cancerian. So that's the message of the Eight of Pentacles, is that progression energy. It is that what was from what you have built from apprenticeship is now mastery. This is quality work. This is, a card of diligent hard work. There's no doubt about it. It's hard work. You are showing that you've done the hard work. That's what I feel off here, is that you embodying that energy of the Queen of Wands. You're going to do this work. I feel that there's work for you to do in order for you to get your temperance, in order for you to get that balance, my darling Cancerians, if that makes sense. So yeah, I feel that, just focusing, head down, thumb up. You can see this as focus, because these are all the same. This is a card of, not, what do they say? Jack of all trades, master of none. I feel if you focus on one thing that you're good at, my darling Cancerians, and that, this is the focus here. Focus on one thing that you're good at. Put hard work in, diligently work hard on this one thing. The results will be amazing, I feel, my darling Cancerians. So if I'm going to put it all together, I probably already did sort of mention it anyway, but yeah, I feel that temperance has come in because you need that balance in your life, that you need the temperance coming in. But I feel that you're just going to, be or emulate the energy of the Queen of Wands this week. Take bold, assertive action and get the job done. Simple as that. I don't feel that there's anything more really to say off this. The energy is clear. With this, sometimes life stings. I suppose it's just letting you know that that's there, you know, and sometimes life does sting. You know, if this is you, you know, having to pick up after someone else after, you know, they tore something down of yours, that could be where your life stings. You know, I'm not really getting a whole lot from that. Or I just feel here you're being encouraged to focus on what you do well, embody the Queen of Wands and take bold, assertive action to get it done. And your reward is temperance. You know, that's kind of what I feel here. Not a hard, you know, not a difficult or lengthy kind of message, really, my darling Cancerians. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. You know, would love to know in the comments if this reading resonates with you. And look, if you can please, you know, like, share, subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. Lets the algorithm know that, you know, everyone enjoys my readings, and it allows it to push it out and allows me to do more. So I really appreciate it. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Cancerians, before my voice goes. Yeah, love it. Abundance. Exactly what I thought. All I can see here is hard work paying off, my darling Cancerians. You know, if I could, if that's the, I mean, and that's probably be the title of this video, it would be hard work paying off, because that's what I feel here is happening for you. Listen to your intuition, yes, they say, yes. And that, you know, I feel might have something to do with the Temperance card as well. No need to worry. Now, I can't see any reason to worry in this reading at all, my darling Cancerians, because you're ready, baby. Yes, you are. Feel that. That's the whole reading. Because you got a yes. Love it. I mean, this whole reading is just saying that you're ready. It's abundance. It's working towards a common goal is what I feel here for you, my darling Cancerians, and I can only see joy and happiness at the end of it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Leos. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th. Let us jump right into your reading. We're going to start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here. And then we will finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Leos, what messages does Leo need to know for this week of October the 13th? I cannot believe we're mid-October already. I mean, it's going to be Christmas before we know it. I think I heard on the radio this morning it was like 83 days or something to Christmas or something like that. I think I'm doing this a week in advance, so it's, yeah, I don't know. Might only be less than that. All right, let's see what we've got for you, my darling Leos. Frog Spirit, clear out the clutter. Yeah, I feel, you know, that's been the energy, really, hasn't it? You know, this energy, I mean, especially the energy that we had in September of those eclipses, that we were being encouraged definitely to clear out any clutter. And I feel now with the energy coming into October, or the energy of October, that's a lot lighter. This will be a good time for you, my darling Leos, to clear out any clutter, to get your home, your workspace, anywhere like that that you feel isn't in order. I feel that it would be beneficial for you to, you know, get that in order. Because I know myself, I mean, I'm a Virgo, so I'm a bit pedantic, but if there is clutter around me and, you know, it looks messy, I feel messy. Like, you know, especially my desk at work, I mean, it is spotless. I've got my computer on there and that's it. And if there is too much paperwork, you know, whatever else strewn all over my desk, it makes me feel cluttered and messy. So I like to keep that order. So I feel that's the message for you, my darling Leos, is to, yeah, just clear out the clutter, get yourself organized, and, you know, as I say, you know, your what do they say? cluttered mind. Oh, I don't know. Something about cluttered mind. If you know it, put it in the comments below. Something like cluttered space is a cluttered mind or something like that. I don't know. Help me out. Anyway, all right, let's consult the tarot here and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Leos. See, what does Leo need to know? Oh, the Ace of Cups. Boy, Aries just had that. Queen of Wands. Yeah, very attractive you are. And Strength. Yeah, okay. Well, there's you showing up, my darling Leos. So, yeah, wow. Powerful. This is going to be a powerful reading for you, my darling Leos. I can already feel what this is. Anyway, fire energy, you. Yeah, wow. What I'll do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the beautiful Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is your cup of joy. It is that cup that it never runs out. You can see here that it's, overflowing, but, it's the never-ending flow of joy, of happiness, my darling Leos. It is that literally your cuppa are running over, yeah, my darling Leos. So I feel, that what's coming in for you is joy, is happiness. I feel that someone or something this week will come in to give you this gift of joy. If it's a person, it could be, they're coming in to, give you a gift from the heart, give you your, some kind of heart-based gift, something like that. If it's a situation, well, it could be that something is, something that comes in is going to bring you joy, my darling Leo. So, take it how it resonates. It's going to be different for everyone, but I do feel just from what, is on the table and what I can see, this is going to be a week of joy for you and happiness, my darling Leos. And like I said, with that clear out the clutter, I feel that it is important for you to get the word that popped into my head was get your house in order, my darling Leos. And then you have the beautiful Queen of Wands. So I feel in this reading, she is your queen. She is the queen of fire. Wands represent fire. So I feel in this reading that you are presenting this week, my darling Leos, as the Queen of Wands. This is you in your energy, my darling. And you've got it twice here because you've got the Strength card, which is Leo energy. So I feel that you embodying this energy of the Queen of Wands, you come from a place of being bold and assertive and not caring about what anybody else thinks, my darling Leos, that you are just forging ahead with your plans, your goals, your wishes, my darling Leos. And I also feel that you're very attractive as well. So, because she is very attractive, she, sits on her throne, not worrying, not caring what anybody else thinks. She, has in the traditional tarot, has a sunflower, which points to the sun, which represents, that joy and happiness. She goes her own way is what I feel the message needs to be relayed to you, my darling Leos, that you need to go your own way. Do your own thing. Do what makes you happy, because that energy is going to be contagious, I feel, for other people around you, my darling Leos, which is beautiful. So forge ahead with what it is that you want to accomplish this week, my darling Leos, because then here you are. This is you. This is you in your own energy, my darling Leos. When you show up in your own reading, my darling Leos, you come from a place of power and strength, and it really allows you to get what it is that you want from this reading, my darling Leos. So I feel you showing up is significant here. It's just, like I said, a double whammy of that being bold and assertive and really going for what you want, my darling Leos. I mean, the Strength card is about literal strength, not physical strength, but inner strength, my darling Leo. So I feel that it is important for you to get in touch with your inner strength, your inner being, your inner wisdom this week, my darling Leos. And I mean, it's very ironic on this depiction of the Strength card that she's pregnant here, because in the traditional tarot, the person, the maiden that is on the card who has her hand in the lion's mouth is actually a virgin. So yeah, ironic depiction. And you can also see here the infinity symbol, which again is that symbol of infinite possibilities. So I feel this is going to be quite a big and significant week for you, my darling Leos. So if I'm going to put it all together, I just feel that you embodying this energy of the Queen of Wands, standing in your power, being strong, like I said, being bold, being assertive, is going to allow this beautiful opportunity, gift from the heart. Your cup of joy is going to be available to you this week, my darling Leos. That's what I feel is coming in for you. And with this frog spirit here, with clear out the clutter, yeah, I just feel clearing your mind of any past bad thinking, past, I can't do this, I can't do that, will be so beneficial for you. It will, I feel, will allow you to, because that's really what the Strength card is about, is clearing out the clutter in your mind and, taming your inner voices, taming your inner beast, that kind of energy. So, to have it twice here is, very significant, I feel. All the cards really are significant and play together. So, yeah, what a beautiful week for you, my darling Leos. Very powerful energies. So if you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I'm very active and interactive in the comments. I'd love it if you could, pop just an emoji, heart, a like, something like that. It really does help my channel. Share this with any other Leo that may need to see it, for sure, because, that really helps, get my readings out there and allows me to know that they're on track. All right, let's get my final messages for you. Yeah, wow, abundance. It's all happening for you this week, my darling Leos. Yeah, romance. Yeah, as I said, you are very attractive at this time. And with that Ace of Cups, I did say that a gift from the heart will be coming in. So if you're looking for love, here it comes. Yeah, look for a sign, they say. Look for any kind of signs, synchronicities, symbols, of where it is that, you should be heading, or what it is that just to give you that am I on the right track type of energy, my darling Leos. They say not the right time, but you've got a yes. So, when it says not the right time, whatever popped into your head with that not the right time, I actually feel with the not the right time, it's, you've probably been, thinking before was the right time, and maybe it was, why didn't this work out for me? But, from what I feel here with these cards, I feel it's nothing but the right time, to be honest. So, yeah, there are different meanings. Maybe when I pulled that card, you asked a question about something and that was your answer. It's going to be different for everyone, but, I just feel such beautiful energies coming in for you this week, my darling Leos. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Virgos. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Virgos, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Virgos, what messages does a Virgo need to know for this week of October 13th, 2025? Let's see. Co-create with spirit. Yeah, I love that. And I feel that it's a big time of co-creating with spirit, my darling Virgos, the energy that we had back in September where, we had those two eclipses and they were very powerful, and, there was a lot of that energy of, going it alone and, getting yourself organized and things like that, and, a lot of stuff came up from the past and things like that. I feel that we were kind of a little bit blocked from, the spirit, I suppose. But we are being encouraged, my darling Virgos, and I say we because I am a Virgo. We're being encouraged this week to, co-create with spirit. But, that could also be co-creating with other people as well. I feel we are in a huge energy in October of co-creation, of working with other people, of, not going it alone, if that makes sense. So, yeah, let us consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Virgos. What messages does Virgo need to know for this week of the 13th? Six of Wands, yeah, being celebrated, love it. King of Cups. And the Ace of Cups, there it is again. Wow, the Ace of Cups, I mean, just about everybody has had the Ace of Cups with these readings that I've done so far this week. So, yeah, this week is a huge week, I feel, of like a joy and happiness. And, all the readings I've done so far have been joy and happiness. So, this is amazing. I love to see this. This is, it's very rare that a card continually comes out. And I think it might have only been one reading that I've done that hasn't had the Ace of Cups, but it was still, there was other positive cards in there. So, yeah, amazing. All right, what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Six of Wands. Now, the beautiful Six of Wands is a card of being celebrated, and, you can see these people on this card. She's come back from war. She's got a victory wreath here. She's got a crown on and a victory wreath underneath that crown. And these people, they're celebrating her. It's like she's come back from war, or come back from some kind of, mission or whatever it is, and she's come back triumphant and victorious, my darling Virgos, which I love to see for you. So I feel this week for us Virgos, that there was going to be some kind of victory and success coming in this week. And I have seen other readings actually this week that have the same card. So I feel very positive about this, and I love it when I watch other readings and the same cards come up, because it kind of says to me, that's the universe saying I meant what I said, my darling Virgo. So I'm loving seeing this. Clearly there's going to be, and look, what I feel with the Cups cards here is that, yes, it could be in business, but I'm feeling more that this is a victory in some kind of relationship, that because of the emotions that are here, or this is a victory with your emotions, that maybe you've, overcome something in a relationship and you feel just joy, that you feel that you want to celebrate, that you're being celebrated. Maybe someone is putting you on a pedestal, my darling Virgos. Take that how it resonates. But I feel that you are going to be celebrated in a relationship here. So, it doesn't, just with the Cups, I mean, it could be work and business, no doubt about it. But with the cards that are on the table here, I feel that there is going to be some kind of celebration, or that you will be celebrated in a relationship, my darling Virgos, which I love to see. Then you've got the King of Cups here, and I actually feel with this King of Cups that this is where you're coming from, this energy, my darling Virgos, that you are embodying the energy of the King of Cups, that you're feeling stable and secure in your emotions, because that's what he is. He sits on his throne amidst choppy waters, but, he sits in stability, in emotional stability. There may be choppy waters around him, and the water represents your emotions, but he is calm, cool, calm, collected amidst the chaos around him. He has, tamed his emotions. He has the ability to be objective and not, like when something happens, not be emotional, if that makes sense. My darling Virgos, not come from a place of emotion. Comes from a place of, well, if it does come from a place of emotion, it's been well thought out, if that makes sense. So I feel that this will be you this week, my darling Virgos, that you have tamed your emotions. You're embodying the energy of the King of Cups, that you, amidst any kind of chaos around you, you're sitting stable, secure, not letting your emotions run away with you, is what I feel, my darling Virgos. And that's going to help you, because what is going to come in is your beautiful cup of joy. Being in control of your emotions will allow this to be accepted, will allow you to accept this beautiful cup of joy, and I feel that it will prompt someone to give you this gift from the heart, because there may have been an overreaction that you didn't, that they thought that you were going to overreact to and you didn't. And therefore, this is just them giving you love, my darling Virgos. But it's a very specific kind of message, but that's the story that's popping into my head, my darling Virgos, because the cards are here. I'm not making it up. These are the cards that are here, and I read intuitively, and that's the message that's coming into me from the cards. So, the Ace of Cups, you can see it's overflowing. It is all about your emotions overflowing, the cup of joy, you just being emotionally fulfilled, my darling Virgos. That's what I feel is the theme of this week, is you being emotionally fulfilled, which I love for you. That is such a beautiful energy to be in, my darling Virgos. So yeah, I feel that, with the Ace of Cups, it's a never-ending cup. You could just dip that cup back into the water and it would be, always, being full, always overflowing. So I'm loving this energy for you, my darling Virgos. So I'm going to put it all together. I feel, what I feel is that you're sitting in this energy of the King of Cups. You have tamed your emotions. You're emotionally stable here. There's nothing that's going to knock you off, that your throne, if that makes sense. And I feel because of that, you're going to be celebrated, my darling Virgos. And this is going to be in a relationship. Like I said, I do feel that this is to do with a relationship. You're going to be celebrated in this relationship, and more joy and love is going to be offered to you. So accept it. Be open to receive it, my darling Virgos. And if you have the opportunity to co-create with anybody, whether it be spirit, whether it be another person, whether it's this person that's giving you love here, co-create with them, because, yeah, you're being encouraged to do that, my darling Virgos. So, yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful energy coming in for you, my darling Virgos. I'm loving it. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me, and I'm very active in the comments. I'd love to know if this resonates with you. If you could please like, share, subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow, helps the algorithm know to show the reading to more people, and it really would help me out. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Virgos. Yeah, ask your angels. So there could be, that's the spirit. Maybe you need to co-create with spirit. If you're in doubt about what that means, ask your angels, they're saying. Yeah, meditation brings answers. I mean, it is very easy to get, like I said, caught up in emotions. So if you can meditate on something before you allow your emotions to run away with you, that will be beneficial, I feel. Yeah. No need to worry, my darling Virgos. No need to worry. You're being told there is no need to worry here. Everything is happening for you. Not the right time, they say. And you've got a yes. Not the right times come up quite a lot. So it makes me feel that you maybe previously have gone through this, is what I feel, my darling Virgos. You know, that because that is not the right time. I feel that maybe a lot of people are thinking, you know, that this energy was right previously. But yeah, look, I'm not getting this as a negative, as that this isn't not the right time. I just feel, I mean, you've got the yes. So that's like two conflicting energies there. I feel the not the right time is you're being told that previously was not the right time, my darling Virgos, and now is the right time. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Librans. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th. If it is your birthday this week, my darling Librans, a big happy birthday from me to you. So let us jump right in to your reading. We're going to start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here. And then we will finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Librans, what messages does Libra need to know for the week of the 13th of October 2025? Let's see what messages we got. Overarching energy. A rebirth is assured. Ooh, that spirit. Well, that's good. And look, I feel that a lot of us have gone through this birth, you know, life, death, rebirth type of energy with the eclipses that we had in September, and now in October, things are starting to, you know, come together, settle down, move forward, my darling Librans. So for you, that looks good. That some kind of rebirth. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if the death card comes up, or something like, you know, some kind of transformational card comes up. If that happens for you, that will be the universe saying, I meant what I said. But let us consult the tarot and see, you know, what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Librans. What does Libra need to know for this week of 13th of October? Oops. The Magician, love it. The Moon. And the 6 of Pentacles, yeah, nice. Well, that's kind of, you know, rebirth type of energy. It's definitely manifestation energy. And yeah, love it. Pisces energy here. So, alrighty. What I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards. Then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the beautiful Magician card. So the Magician is the master manifester of the tarot. You can see the infinity symbol here. You know, that's the symbol of infinite possibilities, my darling Librans. And your fellow air sign, Gemini, got this as well. So I feel there is a lot of that energy, and I think the Magician has come up again a couple of times before in other readings as well that I've done. So there is that energy around at this time after those eclipses of manifestation. And I think, you know, there's got a new moon in your sign in Libra coming up, which is quite powerful. Oh no, new moon in Aries, but there's a full moon, I think, in Libra coming up towards the end of October, I think. So a lot of manifestation type energy power around this month, my darling Librans. There's a lot of that energy of, in the eclipse in September, we had that, you know, going back over things and going back to the past and things like that. Whereas this October is just moving forward. I feel a lot lighter, a lot nicer kind of energy, my darling Librans. So, as I said, the Magician is the master manifester of the tarot. He is, he is the master of all the suits over the tarot. So it's a case of, what will you manifest, my darling Librans? What is it that you want to put out into the universe? Be careful what you wish for is the word that popped in, or the sentence that popped into my head. So, I feel that your words could be spells this week, which means be careful how you speak to yourself and be careful how you speak to others and what you put out there, because what you put out will come back to you, my darling Librans. That is the law of attraction. That's how it works. So, yes, that's what I'm sort of getting for you off the Magician card. Then you've got the Moon card. So the Moon is all about, what is hidden in the shadows. It can be about, mysteries, illusions, and, things that we don't see. But the Moon is also necessary. It's part of the Fool's journey. The Fool, in the traditional tarot, there's two pillars on the Moon, and then there's a path. The Fool has to, continue on that path to, stay on his journey. So the Moon is a significant energy, but I feel it comes up when you need to know, or to be aware that there could be things that are hidden from you. The Moon illuminates. So, when we have a full moon, it casts, it does illuminate, but it also casts shadows. We have to be careful of what is hidden in those shadows, what isn't being illuminated, my darling Librans. I feel that's the message for you off this Moon card, is to just be careful of what is hidden. Beware of what is hidden in the shadows from you. Are you being told everything? Is everything, is something in a situation being, clear to you? Do you know all the facts of something? Have you researched, have you been, if this is an investment or something like that, I don't know why that popped into my head, but if there's an investment that you're wanting to do with someone else, have you done your own research and have they told you everything? That's something that's just popped into my head, so that won't be for everyone, but I feel that energy of something's being hidden from you, my darling Librans. Because then you've got the Six of Pentacles. So I love the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is all about balance and reciprocity. You can see here the scales of balance here. It's an energy of having that balance be restored to you, my darling Librans. So, your major arcana is the Justice card, which is all about fairness and balance. And the Six of Pentacles is the minor arcana version of that. Well, it is to me. So I feel this is coming up is significant for you to recognize and to feel that you're in your own energy, for number one. That's what I feel of this. But to balance any kind of imbalance that you may have felt, my darling Librans, whether it's, I feel, whether, you've been giving too much or whether you've been taking too much. I feel that there is, you've been giving too much to a situation, or have you been taking too much from a situation? Whatever that means for you, I feel you need to balance that out because it's showing up here for you. But I feel that you will, because I feel that usually when the Six of Pentacles comes up, it's saying to me that that is being restored, that the equilibrium, the status quo, something like that is being restored in your life, my darling Librans. So yeah, take that how it resonates, but that's really all I'm getting off that Six of Pentacles. So if I'm going to put it all together, I feel, with this, a rebirth is assured. I feel that you have to sort of go through this kind of dark night of the soul almost, to get here. In order to, get what it is that you want, whatever, that you're wanting to manifest here, to get the rewards, to get, what it is that you're wanting, you sort of need to go through this fool's journey. You need to go through the moon phase, because don't forget, the moon is temporary. The moon comes up, the moon comes down, and then the sun comes up. So this is only a temporary energy, my darling Librans. But I feel that, you're being encouraged to balance your energies here. Don't give too much, don't take too much. Make sure that you are feeling, your energies are feeling balanced. Just be cautious, make sure you double check anything that might be hidden from you, but allow yourself to manifest what it is that you want. And then, I really do feel that this rebirth is assured for you. Some kind of new beginning is the potential for you, my darling Librans, which is amazing. But I love that. But I do feel that there's some kind of, dark night of the soul type of energy that is around, and that doesn't have to be a bad thing, but anyway. So take that how it resonates. If you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I would very much appreciate it if you could like, share, comment, please, because it does really help my channel. And please subscribe as well. Like, very little of you that watch my readings are subscribed, and it just does something to the algorithm and helps my channel grow, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, let me get final messages for you, my darling Librans. Yeah, remain positive, 100%. That is a non-negotiable. Through the process, remain positive. Yeah, and if you need to, ask for help from others. There is support around you, my darling Librans. So, ask for it. Yeah, but above all, be assertive, I feel. Yeah, you're being told to assert yourself, to take action, to, balance those energies, and to not, like I said, give or receive too much. Within the next few weeks, they say, you got it, yes! And it's a big yes with an exclamation point. So that's why I just felt there's going to be a little hiccup things for you to go through, my darling Librans. But once you do, the energy that's coming through for you, I feel what you can manifest and get out of, this period will just transform you. And that whole a rebirth is assured, I feel, on the way, my darling Librans. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Scorpios. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Scorpios, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we will finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Scorpios, what messages does Scorpio need to know for this month of April? What am I talking about? Oh, talk about lose your train of thought. This week of October the 13th. Sorry, that Scorpio. Got a bit off track there. All right, let's see what we've got on for you. Parrot spirit, watch your words. I mean, there's been a lot of energy around of, words are spells. Watch your words. Watch how you talk to yourself as well as talking to others. I think sometimes it's more important to watch how we talk to ourselves than, how we talk to others, because the way we talk to ourselves isn't how we would talk to others most of the time. When something goes wrong or we've done something, you go, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Things like that. Would you say that to a friend? Would you say that to someone who, made a mistake? Would you say, oh, you're such an idiot? I don't think you would. So it's like, why would we say that to ourselves, my darling Scorpio? So I think the theme of this is with watch your words, is watch how you speak to yourself, is what I feel this message is saying to you this week, my darling Scorpios. All right, let us consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling, Scorpios. Oh, bloody hell. I'm not very good. I'm the worst shuffler in the world. These sticky, shiny cards. Anyway, let's see. Nelly did it again. These are very chatty cards, but I don't take pop-outs unless I feel that's what I want, and I didn't feel it. So anyway, all right, we've got, see, watch your words. Words are spells. I said that at the start, didn't I? Yes. Here it is showing up here as the Magician. King of Pentacles, love it. Oh, Three of Cups, wow. Love this for you, my darling Scorpios. Joy, happiness, love it. So what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Magician card, as I said, and the Magician is that card of master manifester. You know, you can see here the infinity symbol, which is that symbol of infinite possibilities. And he is the master manifester of the tarot, my darling Scorpios. You know, as I said to you, you know, you have the potential. If you're embodying this energy of the Magician this week, which I feel you are, because we've got two cards. Like I said, when I pulled out that watch your words card, the first thing I said was, you know, your words are spells. So these words here that the Magician conjures are spells, my darling Scorpio. So I feel for you that your words will be spells this week. So I do feel it is very important for you this week to watch your words, to make sure that what it is you want and what it is you want to bring into the world is what you put out into the world. So as the law of attraction goes, what you put out comes back to you, usually tenfold. So be careful. The words that I said, the words that popped into my head was, be careful what you wish for, my darling Scorpios, because I feel that you're in such a heightened state of manifesting ability that, yeah, you could just get what you want. So make sure it is what you want, my darling Scorpios. And then you've got the King of Pentacles here. So the King of Pentacles is, you know, the energy of, he's you know, stability, financial stability. You know, it's also like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn type of energy. So it's earth type energy, but this is an energy of financial stability and financial success, my darling Scorpios. So, you know, whether what it is you want to manifest is something to do with money, or, you know, if it's to do with, you know, a job, career type of energy, I feel this is very good for you this week. I feel that, you know, you've got the embodying the energy of the Magician, embodying the energy of the King of Pentacles. He is in that energy of sitting on his throne, content with his financial stability. He has, you know, grown these grapes. Traditionally in the tarot, at the time of the tarot, grapes were something that were hard to grow. So they were a symbol of wealth and success. So, you know, I feel that you are just getting yourself into this energy of feeling, because that's what the law of attraction is all about, is feeling the energy of what it is that you're wanting to manifest, being, you know, embodying the energy of what it is that you want to manifest, feeling the feels of what it would feel like to be the King of Pentacles, to be strong, stable, secure in your finances. Embody that energy, because that is what the law of attraction does. like attracts like. If you feel that you're in this energy, you'll attract this energy, my darling Scorpios. So yeah, loving that. And then you've got the beautiful Three of Cups. So this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's just, the Three of Cups is joy, it's happiness, it's celebration, my darling Scorpios. And I feel this is your, not any, even though it's on the end, I don't usually read, past, present, future outcome type of thing, but I feel this is your outcome. This is your potential outcome this week, is celebration and joy. Celebrating with the people that make you feel good. Celebrating with your tribe, my darling Scorpios, I feel would be really beneficial for you. You can see these ladies, they're raising their glasses, they're joyous, they're dancing, they're celebrating life. And I feel if you celebrate, you get into that energy of celebration of life, you'll get more things to feel that you want to celebrate, my darling Scorpios, if that makes sense. Celebrate the small wins is what I heard, my darling Scorpios, because with each thing you celebrate, more you will be given to celebrate. Love it for you, my darling Scorpios. So I love this energy for you. I mean, this is pretty straightforward message, I feel, coming in for you, that you're embodying. You've been told to watch your words because your words are spells, my darling Scorpios. That's the biggest message I can tell you out of this reading, that whatever you want is going to come to you. So be careful what it is that you wish for, because it's coming. And it's coming in the form of more wealth and success, I feel, for you. And that in turn will cause celebration, joy, happiness. And I do feel that it's important to celebrate with those people that make you feel good, my darling Scorpios. So that's, just another side note there. But yeah, perfect, beautiful reading for you. There's nothing more really, I don't feel, that I need to say, because I think it's there. I've said it already, my darling Scorpios. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I would love it if you could please like, share, subscribe to my channel. It so helps my channel grow. It pushes my readings out to those that may not get to see it. And, if you know someone that might benefit from this reading, please share it with them, because, I'd love it if you could. And please subscribe, because it really does help. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Scorpios. Yeah, you can't make this up. Big, happy changes. I mean, isn't that what I just said? Love it. Romance. Ooh, there could be a bit of romance, a bit of sprinkle. Romance doesn't hurt either, does it? Trust. Yeah, trust that you have the power. Trust that whatever it is you want, you can accomplish, my darling Scorpios. I feel that is a big message for you. Wait, they say, because you got a yes. Yeah. I mean, with the wait, I feel that it's just that, wait to get it right before you put it out into the universe. There is no hurry. There is no time in the tarot. There is no time in the universe. This is divine timing, my darling Scorpios. So put it out to the universe, but don't hurry. Don't feel that there is a time limit on this, because I'm here to tell you there isn't. This is just an amazing energy coming in for you, my darling Scorpios. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Sagittarians. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Sagittarians, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we will finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Sagittarians, what messages does Sagittarius need to know for the week of October the 13th, 2025? So mid-October already. Wow. This year is certainly marching on. Cow Spirit. The miracles are endless. Oh, I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards in this Spirit Animal Oracle deck. The miracles are endless. Yes, they are, my darling Sagittarians. I feel that's a theme of this week, actually, because the readings I've done so far have all been about joy and happiness and, just moving forward. So, my darling Sagittarians, this week for you is following the same track of joy, happiness, miracles are endless. I feel what popped into my head, and I feel that this is important to tell you, is that you're being encouraged to accept a miracle if it comes into you. Don't second guess it. Don't overthink it. Just accept it. If you thought that, you weren't ever going to get a job and then all of a sudden you got a job, accept it. Don't feel, oh my God, how did that happen? Or, be careful of your inner dialogue is what I feel I need to express to you this week, my darling Sagittarians, that you're being told to watch your inner dialogue, watch how you talk to yourself, make sure that how you're talking to yourself is positive, because the miracles are endless. Alrighty, love that for you. Let us consult the tarot and see what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Sagittarians. What does Sagittarius need to know for this week of the 13th? Two of Wands, High Priestess, yeah, love it, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, very good. All right, my darling Sagittarians, what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Two of Wands. I love the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is all about, needing to step out of your comfort zone a little bit, my darling Sagittarians. You can see she holds the world in her hands here. It is a card of, she's got her two wands here. She's looking at her world as she knows it. She's looking at what she has created here. And the message of the Two of Wands is, okay, which way now? You're being encouraged to choose what you do next, my darling Sagittarians. But the message that I'm feeling for you off this is to choose the road less traveled, if that makes sense, to step out of your comfort zone and go in a direction that you normally wouldn't go. And you've got the Knight of Pentacles here. Plant the seed, plant a new seed where you wouldn't normally, what would be, not the normal, if that makes sense. And I know that sounds jumbled and whatever, but it's just what popped into my head is to not follow the path of conformity, if that makes sense, my darling Sagittarians. Yeah, I feel with that miracles are endless, that if you step out of your comfort zone, the miracles will be endless. If you trust, with the High Priestess here, trust your intuition, trust your gut, then you will not go the wrong way. You won't be disappointed. You won't be feeling that you've done the wrong thing, if that makes sense, my darling Sagittarian. So yeah, that's what I feel for you. And like I said, then you have the High Priestess here. So, the High Priestess is all about trusting your intuition, trusting your higher self, and, making sure that you're in tune with your higher self, my darling Sagittarians. You can see here the pomegranates. At the time that the tarot was created, and this is Pamela Coleman Smith, She's the one who created the imagery in that Waite-Smith tarot. And some call it the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot, but it was traditionally the Waite-Smith tarot. That, you know, she's the one who created all this imagery. And pomegranates at the time when the tarot was created was a sign of wealth and abundance and, you know, infinite possibilities, basically, my darling Sagittarians. And she has no roof over her head here either, and that is that symbol of infinite possibilities. There is no limit on what you can achieve, I feel, my darling Sagittarians. And like I said, with that, on the Two of Wands, they're trusting, you know, it's important to trust your gut. Which way will you go? You know, step out of your comfort zone, trust that where you're being guided is right for you. Louise Hay used to call it her inner ding, and she used to say she would always trust her inner ding. And that inner ding was that, you know, her gut feeling. Did it make her feel good? If she took a phone call about a new opportunity or a job or a speaking engagement, something like that, or, you know, a deal, an opportunity, and it made her feel good and excited and, you know, fueled, she would accept it. But if she felt dread or a pit in her stomach, she would decline it, because she was very in tune with her inner ding, her, you know, inner voice, her high priestess. You know, she would be able to, you know, discern which would be good and which wouldn't, you know. And she used to call it getting the green lights and the parking spaces, you know, just having that knowing. And if you always, she said, you know, if you always expect the best, then that's the outcome that you will, you know, achieve. But if you're forcing an outcome, then that's where it could possibly be wrong for you. So there's a little bit of wisdom there for you from Louise Hay. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles, my darling Sagittarians. So as I said, the Knight of Pentacles, well, for a start, he's the only knight in the tarot that isn't moving. I mean, even though the horse looks like it's, you know, moving, he is not moving. He has this pentacle here, and what he needs to do is plant that pentacle in the fields behind him. And when he does plant that seed, you know, then it will grow. So the Knight of Pentacles is a card of get moving, my darling Sagittarians. Get moving, plant the seed, just get going, is what I feel. This is the message for you of this Knight of Pentacles, my darling Sagittarians. I feel that you are being guided to plant this seed in a new direction, my darling Sagittarians. And you're being told that the miracles are endless, my darling Sagittarians. So to trust that inner ding, to know where to put that and plant that pentacle. So if I'm going to put it all together, and look, I've probably already, you know, mentioned a lot of it, but I feel that it's going to be important for you to trust your intuition, to step out of your comfort zone, because you're being asked to step out of your comfort zone and go in a new direction. Plant a seed. This is an opportunity for you to plant a seed in a new direction, my darling Sagittarians. That's what I feel. And to trust that everything is going to work out, because the miracles are endless for you, my darling Sagittarians. So I'm loving this energy for you this week. Amazing. You know, very, very amazing type of energy for you, my darling Sagittarians. So if you are enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. You know, I am very active and interactive in the comments. I'd love it if you could, you know, drop me a comment, drop me an emoji, like the video, share it with anybody that would possibly need to hear this message. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling. You can't make this up. It's up to you, my darling Sagittarians. It is up to you where this is going to go. No one else. You've got the recovery showing up, so you may be needing to take some time out to, that is the High Priestess, take some time out to think, to go within, to ask your angels for help if you need. Yeah, if you believe. Ask, believe, receive. My darling Sagittarians, you know, nothing will come to you if you keep believing that the worst is coming to you, then that's what you're going to get. So ask for what you want, believe it's going to come to you so you can receive it. Yeah. Within the next few weeks, they say, yeah, don't stop, my darling Sagittarians. Do not stop. Keep moving. This is happening for you. I can see it. You've got some beautiful energies coming in this week, my darling Sagittarians. The miracles are endless. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Capricorns. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Capricorns, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the wisdom, not wisdom of the oracle. This is the spirit animal oracle. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finishing off with angel answer cards. Who can believe it is the middle of October already? I mean, these weeks are just flying by. The months are flying by. This year has flown by. I mean, soon I'll be doing 2026 preview readings. I mean, geez. Who would have thunk up? I felt like I only just did the 2025 ones, but wow. Anyway, huge. All right, my darling Capricorns, let's see what messages we've got for you as an overarching energy. Ooh, wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings. And yeah, you know, we can all have times where life stings. I'm surprised that this has come up because every single reading I have done so far has been extremely positive. Like the Ace of Cups has shown up just about in every reading. It has been very positive. So we will have to get some more info on this for you, my darling Capricorns. But this may be the past energy. You know, this may have been what you are releasing and what you need to release, my darling Capricorn. So let us consult the tarot and we will see what messages we've got coming in for you. I mean, I shuffle these cards a lot, and like I said, the Ace of Cups, just about every single reading I have done has had the Ace of Cups. So yeah, amazing. Okay. So let's see what we've got coming in for my darling Capricorns. What does Capricorn need to know? Page of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, yeah. Well, my darling Capricorns, it seems like you've got some things to go through. That's what I feel here. Just looking at what's on the table here. Still positive reading. I mean, there's no negativity here at all. But it's how you perceive it, I feel. So what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards. Then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Page of Swords. Now, if you've been watching me for a while, you know pages in the tarot are messengers. And this little fella, he comes in to spark your curiosity, my darling Capricorns. You know, is there something that, you know, you feel you've wanted to know more about, or someone that you feel you've wanted to know more about? What I'm feeling off this, you know, this can also be a card of someone watching you as well, of you being watched, something like that. So take that how it resonates. I feel more that you're being asked here to be more curious, my darling Capricorns, to ask more questions, to not take somebody's word, if that makes sense. That was what popped into my head. To find out more about a situation is what I feel this is saying to you, my darling Capricorns. So, you know, take that how it resonates. But yeah, I feel that there is a situation that, you know, you're not quite sure about. but I feel it would benefit you to be more curious and ask more questions, my darling Capricorns, because then you've got the Queen of Swords, and I feel in this energy that you're embodying, or that you need to embody this energy of the Queen of Swords this week, my darling Capricorn. So the Queen of Swords is, is clarity, is gaining clarity, is, sometimes she can be a little bit cold, but, because she cuts through, she has her sword up and her hand out. She can cut through any of the crap. She has clouds halfway up her body, which means her head is above the clouds, which means she has gained clarity here. So I feel that you being more curious with that Page of Swords will allow you to gain the clarity that you need here to, move forward, to be informed with a situation, my darling Capricorns, and to, with, and I'm going to sort of jump ahead here because it's what popped into my head, but you've got the Seven of Wands here. We'll talk about it more. But the Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It's like when you know that you know when something is right or when something is for you, you've just got to go for it. And I feel that that is the clarity that you're going to gain here, is that you're going to just know that you know. The being more curious, asking more questions is going to allow you to get this clarity that you need, my darling Capricorns, to be able to make the decisions that you need to make to move forward with whatever goal, wish, or dream it is that you want in whatever aspect of your life this is relevant for you, my darling Capricorns. So as I said, the Seven of Wands here. So like I said, the Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. It is a card of, you can see here that the wand is up. These other 6 wands are in front. She is defending her position here. And it's that energy of needing to defend your position. Have you been having to defend yourself, defend your motives, defend your actions, defend your decisions to someone? Have you had to do that? Stick to those convictions, my darling. Regardless of whether you've had to do that or not, you're being encouraged here, my darling Capricorns, to stick to that. Stick to your guns is the word that popped into my head. Have the courage of your convictions here. Don't allow anybody to sway you from your path. That's what I feel is coming in for you off this Seven of Wands card, my darling Capricorns. I just feel that you're, that you're needing to, or that you're in that energy of feeling that you're having to constantly defend yourself, my darling Capricorns. And that's, not a nice feeling sometimes to be in, to feel that, you're constantly having to defend your actions and your decisions. But I feel that if you do that, you'll come out the other side victorious, my darling Capricorns, because that's the energy that's here on, it's a very clear message here for you. I feel that, if I'm going to put it all together, I mean, with this, sometimes life stings. I feel that this could be, this makes you feel having to defend yourself all the time makes you, feel that, you're a bit prickly, I guess, or that you're not loving that this comes in, I suppose. You don't love this feeling. And look, nobody really loves having to constantly defend themselves all the time, but, pick, choose who you defend yourself to. If it's, I would be cautioning you to only defend yourself to those people that matter to you. Those that matter don't mind. What does it say? That those that matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter. Honestly, you do you. You shouldn't have to be defending your actions, decisions, whatever, to anybody but yourself, my darling Capricorns. So, like I said, I'm going to put it all together. I do feel that you are in this energy of feeling that you have to defend yourself. I feel, though, if you can get some more if you be more curious about a situation, get some more clarity, embody the energy of the Queen of Swords, cut through the crap, put your head above the clouds and gain that clarity, my darling Capricorns, that this will, that will be your answer, I feel, is to get more clarity, get the answers that you need here. And I feel that you'll get it because you're going to be embodying that energy of the Queen of Swords. So, yeah, I feel that this is only temporary energy for you, my darling Capricorns. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. I'd love to know if this resonates with you. If you can see something here that I can't, drop it down in the comments. I don't mind if you've got a different opinion than what I have. And please do like, share, subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. Helps the algorithm know that, people want to watch my videos. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Capricorns. Yeah, recovery. I feel it could be very good for you and beneficial for you to take some time out for yourself. If this is the energy you're going through, you definitely need some time out. Yeah, and look, there could be a compromise that needs to happen. And only you will know if you're willing and prepared to compromise. I wouldn't compromise on your values and beliefs, but, there might be a compromise that may need to happen here. Yeah, improving health. And that could just be a byproduct of you releasing the need to defend yourself here, my darling Capricorns. Within the next few weeks, they say, yeah, you're choosing your direction. And I think that's what you need to do is, rather than constantly having to defend yourself, and you need to then just be curious, get the clarity you need and change direction, move on. Don't allow this to, keep holding you back, my darling Capricorns, because I feel that that's what it's doing, is it's bringing you into that energy of, holding you back, and it's not allowing you to move forward. And I feel that, gaining the clarity that you need will help you to move forward, my darling Capricorns. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Aquarians. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Aquarians, we're just going to jump right in and start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Aquarians, what messages does Aquarius need to know for this week of October the 13th? What does Aquarius need to know? Lion spirit, be generous of spirit. Yeah, love that. So it seems, you're being encouraged, my darling Aquarians, just to, I guess, be generous of spirit. As this card says, we've had a lot of energy around us, especially in September. We had those eclipses where, we could have felt a bit closed off, and, the energies were definitely harsh then. But I feel in October we've moved through that, and that the energies are a lot lighter. So, with this be generous of spirit, it's going to be different for everybody what that means for you and to you. So, it could just be that, you're being encouraged to, not be too judgmental, that you could be encouraged to, before you have an instant reaction to something, maybe wait and see, let it sink in, let it digest a little bit before you have form an opinion of it. That's just what's popping into my head. This my darling Aquarians, but all Aquarians that I know are very generous of spirit. So it's probably just the universe, saying, "Here's you, my darling Aquarians. All right, let us consult the tarot and see, oops, what messages we've got coming in for you, my darling Aquarians, the week of October the 13th. What does Aquarius need to know? The Lovers. Hierophant. And the Chariot. Wow. 3 major arcana. Bang, bang, bang. There it comes for you, my darling. Wow. Hasn't happened in any of these readings so far. 3 major arcana. So amazing. Powerful energies coming in for you, my darling Aquarians. We have Gemini, Taurus, and a Cancer. So yeah, if you have any of these people or placements in your chart, I would definitely go and watch these other readings, because yeah, there could definitely be a message there for you. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of these cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off here with the Lovers, and the Lovers can be literally love. This can be about a relationship, and I am getting relationshipy vibes from this because of what else is here. And you know, I'm feeling here that this could be a marriage, like a relationship moving forward. And when I say moving forward, I mean charging forward here, like charging forward to marriage. If you're not already married, you know, if you are already married, this relationship is just, you know, chuffing along basically. But you know, and if you're not looking for love, well, it doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be any relationship really, but I am feeling that it's a deepening of a relationship, and it's gonna move forward really quickly. I've pretty much just given you the whole reading right then and there, but if it pops into my head, I have to say it, because you know, otherwise I'll lose the message, and that's the message that's come through. So anyway, let me get back to the Lovers. So the Lovers, it is a card of love, but it usually, well, it started out in the traditional tarot as a card called the choice card, and it was a choice or a decision to make in a relationship. And I kind of do feel that, even though I feel this is to do with a relationship, there is something that you need to work out with someone else. I feel that there might be a crossroads that you've come to with a relationship, whether it's just you feeling you're not sure that you want it to go to the next stage, or that you're not sure which direction you're wanting it to go. Whatever that is, it needs to be sorted out, my darling Aquarians. That's what I feel for you, the Lovers card. So yeah, because then you've got the Hierophant as well, and the Hierophant is, you know, in love. It is to do with, could be marriage. It can also be, though, government institutions, you know, like higher learning. It is also a card of as above, so below. Like, he is in tune with the heavens and the earth, because in the traditional tarot, he is performing a blessing. Like, he's holding up his hand, he's giving a blessing to other people that are down, you know, receiving that blessing. So I feel that, you know, it's whether this is a friendship, love relationship, whatever kind of relationship this is, it's blessed. Put it that way. I feel that it is blessed and is just going to move to a different phase. So that's the message I'm getting for you off the Hierophant. That you're being, that it's the commitment is deepening. Put it that way. That's kind of the message I'm getting for you, my darling Aquarians, is that there is going to be a deepening of the commitment to each other. So, and then look, that can happen in a friendship too. You can, you know, a friendship can have there can be all kinds of different friendships. different relationships with work colleagues and, you know, bosses and things like that. The stages of those relationships can change. And what I feel here, though, is that this is a close relationship. Like I said, whether it's a friendship, family member, love person, there's going to be some kind of deepening, I feel, of the commitment. So if this is what you've been looking for, yay, for you. If not, I'm sorry, this is just that I got to read the way I read it. So, and that's what I'm getting off this. And then you've got the Chariot. So like I said, this is Cancer energy, and that was Taurus and Gemini. So like I said, if you have got Gemini, Taurus, or Cancer in your chart, definitely go and watch those other readings, because I do feel that there could be, you know, a message there for you. So the Chariot, this is all about willpower and forward movement, and it is also another card of as above, so below, because, you know, she's got stars on her canopy and moons, you know, or the traditional one with stars on his canopy and moons on his shoulders, which represented as above, so below. But this card is also a card of forward movement. It's a card of success and willpower and drive and ambition, my darling Aquarians. So I feel that whatever is happening here is going to move forward quickly and with conviction and with drive and with oomph behind it, if that's a word, my darling Aquarians. And I feel that it's going to be successful for you, and I feel it's something that you've wanted, my darling Aquarians. I feel that it's going to make you feel accomplished and happy, if that makes sense. I do. I feel, you know, that it's going to be a joy for you, because the Chariot is all about forward movement, joy, success, happiness, even a victory, you know, my darling Aquarians. So I'm loving this for you. I do feel that there is, whatever this is just going to move forward in the direction that you want it to go, my darling Aquarians. So yeah, put it all together, and look, I probably already have, but I definitely feel there's some kind of significant relationship that is going to, you are going to have to make a choice or a decision, or you've come to a crossroads. Which way do you go? But there is a commitment, a deeper commitment on offer here. And if you take it, it's going to take you very, very far, my darling Aquarians. That's just what I feel here. And I do feel throughout the process that you're being encouraged to be generous of spirit here. So, you know, take that how it resonates, but that's kind of, yeah, what I'm feeling there for you. So, yeah, I think beautiful energy coming in for you, my darling Aquarians. So, if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. You know, I'm very active and interactive in the comments. I would love to know if this reading does resonate with you. And if you could, please like, share, subscribe. I would love it. It really does help my channel grow. You know, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to hit the buttons. And, you know, it just would very much help me out. Anyway, let's get final messages for you, my darling Aquarians. Yeah, helpful people. Gemini, Taurus, Cancerians, I feel these are your helpful people coming in for you, because these are all people here. And you're being encouraged to be generous of spirit yourself, my darling Aquarians. Yeah, communicate clearly. I definitely feel that that's what needs to happen here in order to move this forward, to get that, you know, success that the outcome that you want, my darling Aquarians. Yeah, if you believe, ask, believe, receive, my darling Aquarians. If you do not believe, you will not receive. That's just the law of attraction. Within the next few months, they say, you got a yes. Love this for you, my darling Aquarians. I mean, this energy, like I said, 3 major arcana, this is powerful, powerful energy coming in for you. So do not ignore it. Work with the energies, my darling Aquarians, and success is coming for you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon. Hi there, my darling Pisces. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome to your reading for the week of October the 13th, 2025. So, my darling Pisces, we're just going to jump right in. Start off with an overarching energy using the Spirit Animal Oracle cards. Then we'll move on to my 3-card spread using my tarot cards here, and then we will finish off with Angel Answer cards. All right, my darling Pisces, what messages does Pisces need to know for the week of October 13th, 2025? Does Pisces need to know? Rabbit Spirit, now is a lucky time. Yeah, love it. All the readings that I've done, or most of the readings, 99% of the readings I've done this week have been very positive. So I love to see this for you, my darling Pisces. Now is a lucky time. Yeah, love it. And look, I feel that energy is around us. You know, we had those eclipses in September where the energy was a little bit funky, and it kind of, you know, there was some challenges that came up. But I do feel this month in October that the energy is a lot lighter, it's a lot clearer, it's a lot gentler, I guess is the word. So let us consult the tarot, my darling Pisces. Let's see what messages we've got coming in for you. What does Pisces need to know for the week of 13th of October? Ace of Cups, yeah, love it. Ace of Cups has come out a lot. Strength card, yep, love it. And the 7 of Pentacles, yeah. This is definitely a lucky time for you, my darling Pisces. All right, so what I'm going to do is give you the meaning of each of the cards, and then I'm going to intuitively put the reading together for you. So you start off with the beautiful Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups is all about joy, happiness. It's about your cuppeth running over, my darling Pisces. It is that, it's your cup of joy. You know, it is, as I said, there is some kind of gift from the universe coming in for you. It is a gift from the heart that is coming in. So there could be a new beginning in love, which is the lucky time, or just some kind of emotional new beginning, my darling Pisces, because that's sort of what I'm getting here, is some kind of emotional new beginning is what I feel for you, my darling, yeah, off this Ace of Cups. I mean, you can see here, the cups are all about emotions. So, you know, if this cup empties, you can just push it down and refill it. Like, it's an overflowing cup. It's, you know, that you're overflowing of emotions, my darling Pisces. So I feel for you that this is what the energy is around you this week, is that you feel that your emotions are overflowing, because this is your cup of joy, happiness, love, my darling Pisces. And then you've got the Strength card. So this is Leo energy. So if you do have Leo in your chart, I would encourage you to go and watch the Leo reading, because it could be a significant message there for you. But the Strength card isn't about like brute strength or physical strength. It is about inner strength, my darling Pisces. You can see the infinity symbol here above her head, which is that symbol of, you know, infinite possibilities, my darling Pisces. So I feel, you know, you taming, you know, the way that you speak to yourself, you know, taming your inner beast, as far as, you know, making sure that you speak kindly to yourself, and that you treat yourself with respect and treat yourself with kindness and love, would really benefit you, or, you know, is the only thing that you should be doing. You know, no, that is the Strength card. is taming that inner beast, taming those, the dialogue in your head where it can say, you're no good, you're not this, you won't ever do that. It's about taming that inner dialogue that everyone has. I'm not going to say that I don't have negative thoughts, because that would be, you'd have to call bullshit on that, because everybody has negative thoughts, but it's how long you let them sit there for and what you do about them. I know when I get a negative thought, I ask myself, is this true? Is this true? If it's not true, I let it go, or I replace it with the positive thought, because asking, is it true, stops your brain mid attack on yourself and goes, is this true? And then you start rationalizing it. Well, what's the evidence to say that it is true? And no, it's not true. Of course it's not true. And you can figure it out then. But I think replacing a negative thought with a positive thought is the whole name of the game, my darling Pisces. So, and I feel you've got a handle on this. That's what I feel. It's showing up here for a reason, and I feel it's because you're being able to tame this inner beast of yours, your inner dialogue, my darling Pisces. And then you've got the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is a card of contemplation. Like, you can see the look on her face. Excuse me. She has grown this beautiful bush of pentacles here. And now she's wondering, well, what's next? My darling Pisces. And the message of the Seven of Pentacles is, it's up to you to decide what is next for you. What do you've created this beautiful bush of pentacles. Where do you go now? What will you do with this pentacle now that you've grown it? Will you take it and plant it somewhere else and grow even more and be even more successful? Or will you do something else with it? That's going to be up to you, my darling Pisces. So you've got this contemplation energy coming in. But I feel that it's more, you're looking at your life now. You're looking at what it is you've accomplished. You're getting your inner dialogue under control. You're seeing everything that you have accomplished, my darling Pisces, and you're wondering, where to now? What will I do with this now, this success? My advice, take this pentacle, put it somewhere else. Do it again. Now is a lucky time, my darling Pisces, for you to do that. That's what the energy is around in this reading, I feel. So like I said, I've probably already put it together, but I feel that you're being, you've done this, you've done the work, my darling, as Byron Katie. If you've ever watched anything from Byron Katie about the work, you've done the work. You've done you've tamed your inner beast. You're controlling your emotions. Look, this is a life's work, my darling Pisces. So it will never be complete, but it's a life's work. I know it definitely is for me, a life's work of taming the thoughts in my head that, can run away with them. It will be a life's work. It'll never be complete. And I think if it's complete, I'll probably be dead, and I don't want that. So we're always evolving, learning, changing. So I feel that, it's important for you to work on yourself, do the work, realize what you've accomplished already, my darling Pisces. Take what you've already learnt, put it somewhere else, and you will receive this gift, this cup of joy, my darling Pisces. Your cup of joy will be runneth over, because now is definitely a lucky time for you, my darling Pisces, which is amazing. Amazing. So if you're enjoying the reading so far, please do give it a thumbs up for me. Would really appreciate if you guys could like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel because, you know, very few of you that watch my readings are subscribed, and it just really helps. It doesn't cost anything. It really helps my channel grow and allows you to see any new ones that come out. And I will be doing 2026 preview ones. So if you want to be ahead of that, I would subscribe to the channel so you can see that when it comes out. All right, let's get final messages for you, my darling Pisces. Recovery. Yeah. There may be that you know, that part of the strength is recovery for you. Is you know, part of you doing the work is recovering from, you know, taming your inner beast type of thing. Yeah. Communicate clearly. Very important. Whenever, you know, you're wanting to do anything, communicate clearly, but I think communicating clearly with yourself is more important. Yeah. Listen to your intuition, they say. That's going to help you, I feel. I mean, I feel a lot of this reading is going within, working on yourself, your inner person. You're ready, they say. Yes, you are, because there's something better. Yes, it is. And like I said, it's that Seven of Pentacles. You're ready to take that pentacle, plant it somewhere else, and watch the joy happen, my darling Pisces. It is all coming in for you this week, for sure. Thank you so much for watching. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.